Often we have to pinch ourselves to see if we're not just dreaming. But we're not. Join me in a quick victory lap celebrating the survival of our love story against all odds, for 54 years as of the Christmas of 2025. I'm young Jen, in high school for 2 more years. When I was not quite 15, Mother inadvertently introduced Ian, not quite 16, to me, but then spent the next 53 years trying to split us up and keep us apart, getting ever meaner. Ian and I endured 6 forced farewells in our first 6 years. As young Jen, I bore the brunt of her cruelty. My successors, Jenny, the runaway bride, endured one, the most painful of all. Her successor inevitably will too, as the saddest farewell of all still awaits Jennifer, hopefully many years from now. This was our 4th farewell. Ian, 18 and done with high school, was drafted, entering the Air Force Academy, Valhalla in faraway Pretoria. He knew my address, but until he wrote me with his, I could not write to him. But his letter never came, leaving me heartbroken. Mother had expertly used the time he was far away from me to sever all contact between us. Ian had written, expecting to hear back from me, but never did. Those were 2 very sad years for us. Then on the same day we'd first met, in the same place, Ian ran up behind me walking next to the beach in my favorite pale blue bikini, surprising me by hugging me from behind. Our adult love story had begun. Together at UCT, very much in love. A year later tragedy struck. Mother told me I had to go with them to Canada, ending my studies and making Ian panic, asking me to marry him, without a ring. Of course I said yes. But he was not the first to propose. A year earlier I'd sat on his lap having tied a Christmas card around my neck in which I'd written, "I'm your present." He'd eagerly and gladly accepted. That was a proposal too. Our 6th forced farewell, at 6 p.m. on October 6th, bore the obvious mark of evil, 666. I'd left Cape Town for Canada. Already engaged for a year and a half, Ian and I were devastated. Ian sold his car and stereo so that he could go to Canada to rescue me. Mother found out and callously threw us out into the cold on Christmas Eve. We spent the next 3 days and nights in the honeymoon suite of a downtown hotel where, tired of waiting, we exchanged our vows. That was our first wedding. It was there that Ian made a woman out of me, and that new woman's name was Jenny. Our escape fund had been depleted by our honeymoon, so all too soon we found ourselves at the Niagara Falls, saying goodbye for the 7th time, our saddest farewell yet. I was forced to return to my captivity, alone. Ian had to return to Cape Town without his new bride. For 7 years Jen had tried to save our love story, and failed. Ian had tried, and failed. Now Ian was headed back to Cape Town, defeated, once again, by Mother. Jen and I forced to return to be Mother's unwilling captives. The future of our love story with Ian looked bleak. Once again sadness returned to my life. Ian was about to leave Canada, his rescue mission defeated yet again by my gleeful mother. It's almost as if she knew what my backup plan was and how to initiate it. And it was her preferred option. At 22 I finally escaped my cruel captor in snowy cold Canada to return to sunny warm Cape Town to be married to my true love and resume life there. When we were forced to say that sad 7th farewell at the snowy Niagara Falls 3 days after Christmas in 1978, Ian promised me that if I escaped back to him in Cape Town, bringing young Jen with me, we'd be married within 14 days. I did escape, with Jen, and 13 days later we were married to Ian. It was important to us both that we recognized Jen's valiant struggles for our love story and her obvious pain from 6 traumatic farewells in the preceding 6 years, and that must end happily too. As you saw, it did. We were ecstatic. After 7 long years and 7 sad farewells, love had won. Mother was furious, disowning me, but despite her many cruel attempts to split us up and keep us apart, we were finally married. By running away from Mother in Canada back to Africa, I bet on you. I love you so very, very much. I'm all yours now. Please always love me, forever. We returned to the place of our victory, often, but what we didn't know for almost 5 decades, is that we were married in my great-grandpa's church, Rosebank Methodist Church. Many years later we returned there again, to have a photo taken with our sons.
Ian, I pronounce you married to my great-granddaughter Jenny with my wife Rose's ring, so you may now kiss your lovely bride.
Years later we returned to Constantia Neck Restaurant, Cape Town's oldest, which hosted dinner dances on Saturday nights and was where we and our wedding guests had celebrated that night, to have photos taken there again. Nearby was the iconic scene of Ian's panicked first proposal to me, without a ring. We returned to take photos of our sons there to celebrate our love's enduring victory. We valued our love's hard-fought for victories highly, savoring them all to this day. Whenever a significant event occurred in our lives, like our firstborn son's christening, back to romantic Cape Town we'd all go to celebrate. Similarly, we made many return trips to Niagara Falls, the scene of our love's saddest and most desperate seventh farewell 3 days after Christmas in 1978, the first of which was to celebrate our first anniversary there in the summer of 1980. Later we took our sons there to celebrate our love having overcome what was meant, by Mother, to be its final death blow, but wasn't. Our love had survived her cruelty. 25 years after I was married to Ian in Cape Town, I finally gave up trying to reconcile with Mother, proposing to Ian again, asking him to take me as far away from her and Canada as we could possibly get. At 49 I'd fully grown up and now I wanted to be called by my full name, Jennifer. We were married for the third and final time in Helena, Montana in the USA, in Judge Myron Pitcher's courthouse. We sold everything in Canada and drove on down to Panama to start our new lives there, in mid-2006. 23 days later, after a grueling 11,000 kilometers journey, we'd arrived in our new land afar, far away.
In June of 1979, Jenny escaped captivity by her mother in Canada, becoming my runaway bride. Cape Townians will immediately recognize the setting for most of our wedding photos, including our official first kiss as husband and wife, the gardens surrounding South Africa's Parliament buildings there, which are always beautiful and well tended. Furious that she'd escaped, she forbade Jenny's dad from attending her wedding. Since Mother had all the contact information of relatives, she ensured Jenny would have no family at her wedding. So as not to let Mother's cruelty spoil Jenny's big day, I didn't invite any family either. We just had childhood friends who were in Cape Town, 8 of them, at our wedding, but those 8 plus the 2 of us made for a perfect 10. It was almost entirely unscripted, quirky and above all, lots of fun. Romantic beautiful Cape Town was the stage for our adult love story with all of its ups and downs. The 1970s was the era. But we've returned there often. Since I can say things that Jennifer somewhat still feels constrained to not openly admit, I'll be honest. For 53 of the last 55 Christmases we'd had to contend with a very cruel person trying her best to find ever more diabolical ways to destroy our love and lives. 2024 was our first Christmas without her. She died 3 months prior at 93 and a half. Apparently only the good die young. We enjoyed Christmas in Puerto Rico, where this photo of Jen was taken, her then almost 68. So here we are 1 year later, and Christmas 2025 is fast approaching, only the second Christmas of the last 55 without our lifelong tormentor. Merry Christmas. It will be for us. We both wish it were different. But it wasn't. We wasted 2 decades trying to reconcile with her. It would be nice to have disappeared forever 20 years earlier than we did. Our advice, learned the hard way, is that when you're dealing with a chronic narcissist, go no contact as soon as is practical. They'll never change. They just get worse as time goes by.
What? Mother says I'm not engaged, so I have to go with them to Canada, but I love you, Ian.
Oh no, here we go again. Will she ever stop? But we're going to counter her argument here, right now.
Jen, I need to propose to you, but without a ring. Can I? We'll get it later.
I'd love that, Ian. Go ahead and propose, we'll get the ring later.
Jen, I've loved you since our eyes first met, and I know you have loved me too. Jen, will you marry me? Please?
Yes, I'd love to, Ian. Ian, now you've got to formally ask my dad for my hand in marriage.
Oh no, Jen, your dad will do whatever your mother tells him to do, and she will veto our marriage.
Well, that's the way we do things in traditional British families. I really do need my dad's blessing. But she doesn't know that you've proposed, so if you get to him first before she can, just maybe he'll give us his blessing.
Okay, but if your plan doesn't work, you're gonna have to pretend that you're pregnant so your mother won't veto our marriage.
Mother's more likely to disown me than agree to any wedding, so I think not.
I'm really worried, Jen. But for now, let's first get you your engagement ring, okay?
I'm also worried, Ian. Let's shop for the ring and pray for a miracle.
6 years later, we're still in love despite my mother's many cruel attempts to split us up.
Her mother sabotaged our plans, so on October 6th Jen flew out of my life, our sixth farewell in 6 years, bearing evil's mark 666. 7 weeks later I flew to Canada to rescue Jen. Her sister betrayed us, so on Christmas Eve her mother threw us out into the icy cold Canadian night, forcing us to spend my rescue fund on hotels to survive. Jen doesn't yet know that my rescue plan has failed, but she's about to find out.
Your mother throwing us out into the cold drained my finances, so I don't have enough to pay for your airline ticket back to Cape Town.
After a 3-day honeymoon I was forced to surrender Jen to her mother, returning to faraway Cape Town alone, without my bride. Our 7th forced farewell was now reality and we were devastated. We spent the last night of our honeymoon together, knowing that she'd have to return to captivity by her relentlessly cruel mother and me to Cape Town without her.
Forget about your lost love. Here's a red apple for you. Take a bite.
I've got you. She will never harm you again, my love.
Some may be puzzled, thinking maybe I'm Mormon, married to sister wives Jen, Jenny, and Jennifer. So let me explain. All of them share the same soul, which of course makes them one woman, not three. Jen's the love of my youth, trying unsuccessfully 6 times to escape from mother, to marry me, even though I'd proposed to her first. After our 6th forced farewell she became a woman. That woman's name was Jenny. Enduring our 7th forced farewell, she and Jen planned to run away to me.
I've got you. She will never harm you again, my love.
Jenny and Jen arrived back to me in Cape Town on Sunday the 17th of June in 1979. 13 days later we were married. Jenny and Jen merged into Jennifer at age 49 in 2006. We were married in Helena, Montana using her maiden names, to get valid documents for us to elope to Panama. My 3 beautiful brides Jen, Jenny and Jennifer share the same soul. Jen's the love of my youth, who bore the brunt of her mother's cruelty, ultimately being taken as mother's captive to live in Canada at 21. About as far away as one can get from me in Cape Town. Us by then already engaged for almost 2 years. Jenny's the mother of our 2 sons. She ran away from mother's house in Canada to marry me in Africa at 22. Jennifer emerged at 49, proposing to me with the condition that we break off all contact with her mother and run far, far away to live the rest of our lives in Panama. We did that in 2006, 20 years ago, and we've lived happily here ever since. If we were given a do-over, we'd have run away together to Panama as a young married couple. The lifelong sworn enemy of our love story died alone in Canada at age 93 in late 2024. Still as mean as ever, missed by nobody. Many times we've wondered what life could have been like if she'd been a normal mom, but she wasn't. As a result, we've lived an adventurous life. Having a determined common enemy focused us keenly on preserving our love story, something that the easy good life might not have done. So there's that to consider. Jen was 14, without speaking our souls connected. We were cruelly separated 6 times in 6 years. Jenny and me were separated a 7th time at 21. She ran away from mother in Canada at 22 to marry me in Africa. Jennifer was 48 when she proposed to me. We married a 3rd time in Montana, then ran far away to Panama.